He's a pro at stirring people up. He's made his career off of this. And in this case, he's throwing sticks at the proverbial beehive, trying to invoke fear into millions of people just like you on these plans. Does it ever seem to you like with every friend that you talk with, every commercial that you see, and like in this video, every article you read online, it seems like so many people are warning you in big, bold letters, don't ever get a Medicare Advantage plan? Well, you're in the right place. And stop me if you've heard this one about Medicare Advantage plans. Well, actually, don't stop me. Keep watching because I know that whether you're turning 65 for the first time or whether you're already on Medicare, you're feeling one of three things right now. You're either feeling pressure for not knowing what to do or who to listen to or who to trust when it comes to your Medicare plan. Or number two, you're feeling overwhelmed because of all the choices out there and even more opinions from friends, family, or advertisers telling you, get this plan or get this plan or absolutely never get this plan. Or worst of all, you're feeling regret like one of my actual clients did after reading an article that made her question every single choice that she just made after being so confident about it before. Listen, I know what it's like to feel that confusion, to feel that overwhelm, or maybe even that remorse that says, did I actually make the right decision after seeing or hearing something that you read online or you saw online about the option that you just chose? It's because Medicare is complex. You don't want to make the wrong decision. So what do we all do, right? We start going online, we do our research so that we can make the best decision for our personal situation. And that's when you see it. That one article or maybe multiple articles that you just can't shake because what they said confirms all those fears you had about Medicare Advantage plan. It's like a gut punch. It happens all the time. That's exactly what happened to one of my actual clients when she emailed me this article that she just read online. First off, there's lots of articles out there like these on both sides. And secondly, I want to bring you behind the curtain with an article like this so that you can actually start to notice and even sniff out when something like this is complete garbage or when it's actually something that's legitimately factual. Now, hear me on this. I am not here to defend Medicare Advantage versus Medicare Supplement. There's no reason to do that because both are excellent. Both have served countless people well. Like I have lots of clients with actual experience to prove that. So this isn't about pitting one over the other. It's about knowing the difference and learning the clues that reveal factual reporting versus wildly skewed opinion, biased, and almost even hatred. Let's look at this article, for example. First of all, look at the actual title, Medicare Advantage, the scam you can't afford to ignore. I mean, if you're watching this and you have a Medicare Advantage plan, one that has served you well, how does that word scam feel to you? A little insulting? Highly inflammatory? Definitely divisive? You better believe it wins the click from people all around the world. Nobody wants to be scammed. Nobody wants to lose money. So now that they've hooked you with that clickbait, let's keep going. So if you look at the very top of this article, it pretty much tells us everything we need to know. This is in the opinion section. And aside from literally giving you permission to stop right there and quit reading, it says everything you need to know in one word. Now come with me a little bit further. Do yourself a favor, look up the author of every article that you're about to read. Knowing who they are and what they stand for and why they're writing about this will tell you a ton. In our case here, the author's Tom Hartman, a talk show host and the author of The Hidden History of Monopolies, How Big Business Destroyed the American Dream. Also author of The Hidden History of the Supreme Court and the Betrayal of America. Oh, okay, so let's break this down. So far, he's a talk show host. He's an author of books that just by their titles are divisive, even inflammatory. What's glaringly missing in his bio is any licensure, qualifications, or credentials that make him an authority and an expert on Medicare or health insurance or federal programs for seniors. Because he's not. He's a columnist. He writes opinion. Like, he's a pro at stirring people up. He's made his career off of this. And in this case, he's throwing sticks at the proverbial beehive, trying to invoke fear into millions of people just like you on these plans. People who are legitimately considering them. People who are trying to actually do research. I mean, we can go on and on with this and some of the words and the verbiage he uses throughout this article, but I think you get the point. Like, hopefully by now you can see and you can be trained to seek out true, verifiable sources to get your research from. Oh, here's another pro tip. With any article that you ever read or any video that you ever watch that bashes Medicare Advantage plans, here are some of the things you won't hear. Number one, you will not hear them refer to the actual insurance company that they're referring to. Number two, you're not going to know the actual plan inside of the company that they're on. And number three, you're not going to know which state they're located in. So why do all those things matter? right? Why those three things? It's because nearly all of the opinions and all the articles that you'll ever read that say, don't ever get this Medicare Advantage plan, don't ever buy a Medicare Advantage plan because this happened, or because I got kicked out of skilled nursing, or this service was denied. Again, there's a ton of missing information here. Like, there are thousands of Medicare Advantage plans in this country. There's nearly 70 in my county alone. So since some of the plans are better rated than others, and some plans have much higher denial rates or are harder with prior authorization rules, one of the most important things that people slamming them online and all over the place can do at a minimum is share which plan, in which state, in which county, and which doctor or service supposedly got denied. Because here's a secret. As an independent agent, even though I represent a ton of companies and plans out there, I don't recommend all of them. Why? Because as an advocate, any good agent knows, any good agent out there who knows their stuff knows which plans and which companies in your area are going to serve them the best. So with all of these articles out there, with all these missing details and the vagueness of these articles, are they referring to a bad plan? Are they referring to a bad carrier? Are they referring to a bad agent who didn't explain to them the differences or what to expect in these plans? Are they referring to a 2-star rated plan as opposed to a 4 or 5-star rated plan? Again, due to the fact that these types of articles, the articles that we're talking about right here, due to the fact that they invoke fear and they get ratings and clicks, I don't think you'll see any of those details or any of those facts ever revealed in these articles. Just something to watch for. Okay, off my soapbox. Here's how I actually responded to my client, who is still my client, by the way, and who is now a very good friend. I basically told her, I said, forgive me, but I stopped reading after the first sentence because this is such a wildly skewed article with no real data behind it. Anybody who opens with, and I quote, created the Medicare Advantage scam in 2003 as a way of routing hundreds of billions of taxpayers' dollars into the pockets of for-profit insurance companies clearly has an agenda, clearly has an axe to grind. Because here's the reality. Medicare supplement plans are for-profit as well. So to lead with a statement like that shows a bent towards bias rather than actual information. Unfortunately, lots of people fall for these toxic diatribes. They fall for these opinion articles that masquerade as journalism. So one thing I can say for sure, speaking without bias and from personal and professional experience with these plans, both Medicare Advantage and Medicare supplements serve Medicare beneficiaries well. I have hundreds of actual real-life people who use them every single day who can testify that. So one is not better than the other, and no one can ever say that without knowing the intricacies and the preferences of the person using the plan. Now listen, I understand Medicare Advantage is not for everyone, that's for sure. But for those who have a good agent to walk them through it, through all the pros, through all the cons, and what to expect, people love them. They stay on them for years. It's because they know what to expect because somebody spent time with them to explain it all. I mean, I say this all the time. Your Medicare puzzle is as unique as your own fingerprint, and so is the decision between Medicare Advantage and Medicare supplements. It's typically a preference thing, not a coverage thing. Whichever one gives you the most peace of mind is the right one for you. And speaking of that, here's another video that I think is going to help you figure that out.